Don't flirt with him.
I'm not going to...
What's that?
Ah, king hell.
Hi guys, Mark the Golf Addict back again. The golf season is getting close. The snow's finally starting to melt, but we're still a few weeks away. I wanted to do an updated 2022 what's in the bag. We've got some old stuff and some new stuff in the bag for this year. We'll start out with the driver. This is now going into its second year. Got a nice little Travis Matthews head cover on it. Driver is the Cobra Rad XB. It is in a 7.5 degree loft. It's got the Peacoat blue finish. Went with that over the standard. We're playing a Moratori F1 X-Flex shaft in this. It's at the tour length, which is only 44.5 inches. A little shorter than standard, but that's what I got fitted into. So that's from last year. And it's going to stay in the bag again this year. Moving on to a brand new one for 2022 is a Cobra putter. This one, I'm not even going to try to pronounce the name, but it is AGERA. It's one of the new putters that they came out with that is 3D printed. The thing I like about this, especially if you saw my last video on the Super Stroke wrist lock putter, this is, or putter grip, this is a wrist lock putter. Do a separate video on that, but very excited to have this in the bag. All pretty much stock specs, nothing extraordinary to share with you on there. The cool thing is this has the sick putter face, and I'll cover that in a video, but basically there's 4 different lofts on the face. Very excited to go arm lock this year and give that a go and see what it can do for my game. Now this year I did something interesting. I've ditched the 3-wood and I've gone all the way up to 3 hybrids in the bag. They're all matching. They are the Mizuno JPX 900s. Now, these are not new. These are from 2016, but I had these back in the day and I really enjoyed them. They got the cool little blue finish on there with the Fujikura Pro 73 gram shaft. And what I did is I got the 2, 3, and 4. And the reason I went with these is, number one, I liked them. Hit them really well in the past. But the great thing is they're adjustable lofts. So for example, right here, I've got the 4 in my hand. It comes stock in the 22 degree. It can go down 1 or 2 degrees or up 1 or 2 degrees. So really it's 5 degrees of loft in one head. So what I wound up doing with these, and the reason I ditched a 3-wood, is I went with the 2 hybrid here. Comes stock at 16 degrees, but I can put it all the way down to a 14 degree head. The reason I went with that is I always have struggled with a 3-wood to be super consistent with it. You hit 3-wood off the tee because you want to play it safe or conservative on a hole and just find a fairway. Well, I found that the deviation between my driver and my 3-wood was pretty much the same, so what was the point of hitting a 3-wood? Well, I tried the driving iron for a while and that seemed to have a little bit of benefit, but it was kind of one-dimensional. And I got this 16 degree down to a 14 degree hybrid, and this thing is just a rocket launcher and very consistent, very controllable for me. I really love it. Went on the TrackMan several times already this winter, and I'm finding only roughly 10 yards difference between my 3-wood and this 2 hybrid, which is phenomenal. My 3-wood was going about 260, assuming to hit it pretty decently, and this thing goes a solid 250. I get it out there a little bit if the conditions are right. But I'm happy to hit this anywhere from 240 to 250, no problem at all. In the 3 hybrid, that comes stock in a 19 degree, but I went and put that down to 18, and the 4 comes again in 22, but I put that up to a 23 just to give myself a fair gapping. I often wonder why people buy hybrids that are only 2 degrees apart or even 3 degrees apart, especially with your slower swing speed players. I find that they wind up overlapping, and to me there's no point in having any clubs that do the same job. You want to have each club do a certain job, So for me, gapping them out 4 to 5 degrees works well. Everyone's different. The irons, well, we had these last year. This is a neat little combo set. I get the 6 and the 7 out. They are the Strixon Z785s. This is my second set of the 785s. And I've had them in combo for 2 years now. The 785s is in the pitching wedge all the way to the 7 iron, and then I go 6 and 5 iron in the 585s. For me, I just like to have a little more forgiveness in the little bit longer irons, get a little higher launch in those, and to be quite honest with you, I don't need the help in the 7 iron through the wedge. I think pretty much everyone hits those at least halfway decent. Once you get past the 7 iron though, I think we all need some help unless you're on tour. But beautiful irons. I love these. They feel great. The transition, I had to have the loss tweaked on the 785s, the shorter irons. Got them 1 degree stronger so that they match up well with the 7 or the 585s in the 5 and the 6 iron. But beautiful combo set, and I am sold on the combo sets. If you are ever considering one, definitely go for it. Give it a try. The reason I say that is we can all hit an 8 iron. Somewhere in your bag you probably have a deficiency. That's where it's probably a good spot to go to a more forgiving club. So if you want to play blades, play blades. Maybe you're only playing 8-9 wedge in a blade, and then your 7 and on is a cavity back of some sort. For me, I like a good amount of forgiveness in my 6 and 5. That's why I've got the 585s and those irons and the 785s and the short irons. And then brand new, closing out on the bag, I've got 3 brand new wedges, and they are beautiful. These are the Cleveland Zip Core RTX. I got the 50 in the 10 degree bounce, 54 and 12 degree bounce, and then the 60 is a little different. I got that in the full face. And what that is the grooves on the 60 go all the way across. So out here on the toe, I don't know if you can see it, but there are grooves that go all the way to the toe, versus the other two, the 50 and 54, the grooves stop like a traditional wedge would have the grooves in. The thing I like about the full face is now I can go in a deep rough or a bunker or whatever, and when you open that face up, we tend to hit the ball a little out in the toe. And it's nice to have the grooves out there, give yourself a little bit extra help on holding that green or stopping that ball short before it goes down a slope or whatnot. So that's the bag for 2022. Very excited. Definitely some changes in the setup. Ditching the 3-wood and going to a 2 hybrid. I love it. To me, it's like a driving iron, but much more forgiving. And I really don't need a 3-wood in the bag, because from 260 out, or even 250, you know, going for a green is either there's nothing out there to bother the ball coming in, or else there's a lot of hazards and you should probably lay it up. So I figured going to a club that is more consistent and maybe a little bit short, about 10 yards, it's going to help me on those par 5s attack and be more consistent. And when I'm facing like a par 4 where driver's too much or not necessary, I feel that I'm more confident, more likely to hit this than the 3-wood. And like I said, I looked at the dispersion between the driver and 3-wood. They're about the same. The dispersion of the hybrid versus the driver, however, much tighter dispersion with the hybrid. And when you need to hit the fairway, that's what I'm going to go with. So I'm very excited for this year. Excited for the snow to get totally out of here. I can finally see a lot of grass out there, but we've got a fair amount of ice, and probably another 3 or 4 weeks before we're out there in the course, and hopefully we can do some course vlogs. I'll see you guys again on the next video. Have a good one.